All hail the scales.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Arwen, Mortal Queen, one of my favorite Scales commander, and she's back with even more great cards. Arwen is indestructible, but only while she has a counter on her, that indestructible counter. But she can give up her immortality to make something else temporarily immortal, and also distribute some +1/+1 counters and lifelink counters. Arwen is great with Proliferate, since you can proliferate that indestructible counter and then use it up so she can keep giving up her immortality without actually giving up her immortality. Repeatable proliferators in this deck are fantastic. Staff of Completion, Evolution, Sage, and the newer Metastatic Evangel. In fact, the last time I updated this deck was when this came out, but now we have more Scales pieces, strong Scales pieces like Generous Pup, which spreads out the counters kind of like Aragorn does, Hardened Bonds, which gets me more creatures, and the Aether Spark, which is a Planeswalker artifact that distributes more +1/+1 counters. This deck also benefits from all of the landfall cards that get counters on things like Scythe Cat Cub, Bristly Bill, and the ones that even buff just themselves up, like Mossborn Hydra. With Arwen, we are able to protect our creatures, grow our creatures, gain life, and maybe even give a bit of evasion if we're able to give something flying with Guide of Souls. So let's take Arwen into the queue and start stacking up some +1/+1s. Kona, Rescue Beastie. I have a turn 2 Mikaeus, but I really want to have 2 colors of mana, so we're going to throw that back. And Kona is going to be something that ideally I would have either like a crazy fast start or removal. I didn't have either, because Kona cheats things into play. If it's tapped, and you can tap it using things like Cerulean Caretaker, well, it gets really silly. It just puts permanents into play. Any kind of permanent. Oh, hey, Scraps. My cat just wandered in. Hey, girl, do you want to be in the video? I'll make some room on the desk. Oh, you're so cute. Hi, Tyvar. Tyvar also taps things and can get indestructible. Thinking about it. Just thinking about if I want to proliferate the indestructible versus making things bigger here. Oh, I know, girl. You're so pathetic. There. Extra indestructible and extra +1/+1 counters. Hey, Scraps. I'm not attacking it because they can make Tyvar indestructible. 1 damage getting through here doesn't mean much to me. So here comes Kona, and now it's all about what they have in their hand. They have an easy tap. And the tap gets them Vaultborn Tyrant, which draws them a card, gains them life. That could have been worse. I'm actually okay with this. Wow, and you would tap that much with a Metastatic Evangel on board. Okay. I'm going to give the buff to you first. Scythe Cat Cub. Proliferate those. Oh, honey, I know. You love screaming so much. Come on up. Putting that counter there, but I'm going to double the counters on Arwen. Because that's the second trigger, and then I'll proliferate again with the Evangel. And then I'll swing in. That feels like an appropriate amount of damage, right, Scraps? Oh, you're so cute. Kisses on the cheek. Okay, so Kona, what do you got this time? More card draw off the Vaultborn Tyrant, I suspect. Okay, 2, 4, 6. If I block this, it just dies and comes back. I have plenty of life. I'll just take the hit. It's Nyxbloom Ancient, which triples their mana. Now, they could already cheat things in, so this is now just about what's the biggest thing they can cast. Okay, that makes more mana. Worm. Creatures with flying can't attack you. Good news, I'm Selesny. We don't have that many flyers. Bad news, worms. Good news, everything else. I feel actually pretty good with this. Because I have this, and I got mana for you? I got mana for you. More. More! Proliferate! Get him. I ain't doing the math. I'm petting the cat. Am I spiritually a Selesnya mage? I'm like a Selesnya mage that, like, wants to cause violence. I'm a very violent Selesnya mage. Oh, I think that's lethal. Yeah, it's lethal. GG Kona. GG Scraps. Teval, the balanced scale. Teval is going to be self-milling, putting things into the graveyard and then bringing lands back. And when things leave their graveyard, they get a zombie druid. It's like a crazy good self-mill engine payoff. It does it all. I'm a really big fan of this card because it also is a 4/4 flying dragon. Guess what's your opinion of dragons? Cool? Uh-oh. Yeah, they sure went first. I really don't get the window to tithe anything there. Because they're ramping. Yeah, you can do a lot of landfall stuff with it. Yeah, Scraps, you are so cute. Does it all, magic design? Yep. Also leaves them open to kill spells, counter spells, and more ramp. My god. Oh my god, they're tied. They're tide bending my Wooded Foothills. It's like tails ending or stifling a fetch. Rude. Scraps, you're so soft. Yeah, with them going first and getting that ramp, that is rough for me. Alright, now I'm getting some lands. Nice, they managed to put Bloodghast in their graveyard. That's really nice with Teval. Are they grabbing the Fanatic of Ronas? Yep. Nope, the land. Oh, because they didn't draw land. That makes sense. Booties! One big soft girl. Proud and soft. I'm not sure if Scraps feels pride. I think she mostly feels a great need for love and attention. Do I show my deck builds on YouTube channels? Yeah, if you go over to YouTube, my Brawl Stars series has most of my decks, but not all of my decks. And I'm not holding up the tithe here because I'm just going to try to kill them with Mossborn. See if I can get it to go. Yeah, I usually put the deck list in the descriptions. Scraps needs food, attention, and snacks. She used to hate getting attention. But now she gets all the attention ever. Not right, girl. Why are you targeting my Mossborn? Don't touch that. That's mine. Stop it, and don't, and cut it out. You'd quit Magic during Kamigawa Betrayer's block, but you got back. Well, welcome back. Magic's still a fine, fun game. Whoosh. Whoosh. I assume they're gonna haywire the Ozolith. What do y'all think? Oh, hi, Scraps. Oh, they could escape Uro. Blocking that when they have a fetch means it comes out and they get a zombie. The stare. Oh, yeah. She kind of gives the stink eye sometimes. I shouldn't say kind of. She does give the stink eye sometimes. Yep, hitting Ozolith so it's no longer increasing the number of counters and stops me from putting more counters on it with that. Just got a regular land. Ugh. Well, here's Arwen. Additional counter. Double the counters. Swing in for maximum life gain. Big kitty? She's not very big. She just looks big because she sits directly in front of the camera. Great news, I'm not dead yet. How did you get a little cut on your noggin? You scritching too hard? My little itchy scritcher bisher? There we go. Where did I get this dress? Thrift store. And it doesn't have a tag, so I unfortunately don't know where it's from. But I got it at the thrift store like a decade ago, so just a guess. Might not be around anymore. Oh, they're thinking through what they want to do. I know. There's that one dress I wear a ton of that's just the same dress I've bought over and over. And then the other ones all tend to be thrift store dresses. Okay, Wooded Foothills. Oh my gosh, Scraps. You've shown up for so many videos now that you know you get treats when you come in here. Warren collects. That gets them 2 more lands. 2 forests. They got an overgrown tomb and a regular old forest. Scraps, you were sitting on the mouse. I know I haven't done anything for a few minutes. Their stores can have great finds. They can also have just, like, nothing garbage, but, like, sometimes you get the good stuff. Alright, so they're putting the boots on Vorinclex. Swinging for... $13? I guess I don't need to block that, so I won't. They have 5 mana, 6 now, with the Fanatic of Ronus. Thankfully, none of it is black. Unfortunately, some of it is blue. Okay, I got a land. Land good. I'm actually going to lead, though, with Invasion of Gobakhan. Show me your secrets. You got a Cyclonic Rift? What do you have? Show me your secrets. Jeff, what are you looking at? Looking at my headphones? I need to know. Will you show me? Court of Calling for X equals 4. Hold up! Y'all! They tapped out. I don't even know what you would get, but you're not getting it. Oh my god, they did have did have some removal here. I play a land, this becomes a 24/24 swing, and they die. I don't even need to play the land. Tithed into outer space. GG. Falco, Spara, Pactweaver. That's also a counters commander, but they use their counters to cast spells off the top of their deck. I guess I will keep this. It seems like it's an okay hand. It's just kind of like weird land-wise. Okay, goodbye, Scraps. Thank you for showing up. I hope you come back later. She is a floof. She's a very good floof. And now she's gone. She'll come back. They're casting Arcane Signet. Quick! Wooded Foothills. Into Temple Garden. Into Mana Tithe. Nailed it. Ooh, Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, I love this card. I'll play it whenever. Boop, put a counter. Rude. Me? Yes, frequently. Major League Gaming. Yeah, we need like the little air horns. We're like, boo, 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 gaming. Do that while I drink my fresh mint tea. I went for a walk last night and I picked, I think, 4 different types of mint. Like a box peppermint, like a pineapple mint, spearmint, and I can't tell what the 4th one is. And I've just been making fresh mint tea with them all day. It's so nice. What do I want? I think Kami. And I'll do it pre-combat so I get more counters. Mint grows very, very well. It is frequently pointed at as being one of those invasive plants that like you plant and it just takes over your yard or your garden, which is great because then I feel zero guilt like walking around and being like, what a lovely overgrown patch of mint you have. I think I'll take some. You want to play Falco Spara? He has a shield counter. You're gonna kill this instead? Okay, yeah, there's swords in the Kami of Bamboo Groves because otherwise it taps for 3 mana. I want to draw a card. It was not a land. Get some chocolate mint. I don't have a yard, so I would have to find it. Ugh, Narset, that stops me from drawing cards until I kill her. I am going to try to kill her. I wonder if this is going to be just like a Super Friends Bant control build. Disdainful Stroke. Wow, that actually only hits 1 card because this one is uncounterable. That's kind of funny. Aragorn. Give Aragorn a counter. Let's give the Luminarch a counter. You over here, you over here. Putting the counter on the Dusk Legion Duelist just makes it bigger. It wouldn't get me a card because someone says, oh, you can't draw more than 1 card a turn. And they're dead. That's okay. More where that came from. What about Toski, Bearer of Secrets? It's a good squirrel. They can block it, but it would get rid of the shield counter. Oh, hey, that's actually something they could counter. Wait, no, they can't. They don't have blue. I'm going to spark up Toski. Wonderful. They didn't want to get rid of their shield counter, so they let Toski hit, and I draw a card. Voracious Hydra. Ooh, fighty. Experimental Augury lets them proliferate the shield counter. Now they're definitely able to counter things. They got that Misty Rainforest, but this is, again, the only thing that's counterable. Or if I cast this for enough mana. I don't have any landfall pieces here. So let's go for our pre-combat triggers. Ornery Tumblewag. Swiggity swag. A slightly larger Wildwood Scourge. I'm trying to decide of what I want to do with the Aether Spark here. I kind of like drawing cards, but I'm going to give Toski a counter. So the Scourge gets a counter. I'll give Toski a counter. And the Scourge gets a counter. Swinging in, because I have to. What Final Fantasy commanders am I already brewing? I'm considering pre-brewing. I haven't actually started brewing yet. But this is one of those things where it's like, there are so many legendaries coming out in Final Fantasy that I am genuinely considering pre-brewing some of them so I can record like a Brawl episode a day until I have to go to Vegas. Which I'll be at MagicCon Vegas! Started pre-brewing Gruul vehicles. I respect it. As long as it's better than Koladin, it's worth playing. Poor Koladin. I brewed that deck. Oh no! Toski's gone! Or Aether Spark. No, you hit Toski. I wonder if they'll attack Aether Spark. Probably not, because they need blocking. If they tap under, I can Requisition Raid for more. Arwen, Mortal Queen. Tail's End on her. Okay, that works for me. I will move you back here. Crack open Marsh Flats. Grab Plains. And I guess I'm just going for 2 modes anyway. Yeah, enchantment, +1/+1 counters. Enchantment, more +1/+1 counters. And I can either go for doubling counters with the Tumblewag or just swing with both. I think it's better to swing with both. And I'll put the counter on the Wag because it gets a counter on the Scourge. We swing in. And the shield does absorb the hit. The midnight clock gives them a little bing bong ding dong. They only have 9 life left though. 2 cards in hand. We know one of them is Disdainful Stroke. Oh, and we win because this is going to be 9 power and that's going to be 9 power. And there's a Hydra too and maybe a Henge. Yeah, we win. GG. Koris the Fangkeeper. An indestructible commander to face off against our indestructible commander. I actually don't have that much removal in this deck, meaning that this might be sticking around and growing. And growing, and growing, and growing. Koris is oftentimes also a Scales deck, or various Voltron pieces, putting auras on it and stuff. Disrus Mascot, I mean, it gives me a way to destroy artifacts, but I don't think I'd be playing it here. I think I want lands so I can curve out better. I sort of have 4 lands here, but not really. Okay, and then they play a Dragonfire Blade. Grateful Apparition before Luminarch Aspirant. I'm gonna just try to, like, apparition myself into a win here. Proliferate on hit. We can put counters on it, too. Ornery Tumblewag. Let's see if this gets countered, since they are a deck with blue in it. They shot the Sheriff! And by the Sheriff, I mean a Ornery Tumblewag, who is definitely not a Sheriff. Aw, well, I guess you could put a little star on him. That would be cute. Okay, you know what? He can be the sheriff. I can proliferate this to get counters on it after, but I like proliferating this more. See if Arwen resolves. What are you doing, huh? Mana draining? Stop. Ugh, 3 steps ahead. Guess I should have gone for the double spell. Tumblewags the sheriff in your heart. They have 4 mana untapped. It's time for Koris. Do I believe in my ability to block? Or do I let them just hit once? Thinking about it. Okay. I think I know what I want here. It's like I'm just trying to decide if I want to play Arwen. I want to do this. Fearful Apparition. Proliferating my Saga. Counters, counters. I spent so many turns just trying to get a counter on this. All right, Spelunking lands coming untapped. Did you get a land? You having a little pool party? Got a Marsh Flats. Only costs 1 to equip. It does not have trample. And I'll block because most of my deck costs 4 or less mana. Ooh, Hardened Bonds. Very good in this deck. Hardened Bonds. Canker Bloom. No, I'm not getting a counter. Put a counter on Remnant. Not planning on destroying the sword with Canker Bloom. I got some sewers. They get to surveil, but it came in untapped because of Spelunking. Shifting Woodland in the graveyard. Are you killing my Remnant? Okay, yeah, it has no counters on it. Wow, Heartless Act. Really bad against my deck. Combination Indestructible Commander and also counters on everything. Hardened Bonds triggers. Ooh, Guide of Souls, and has an extra +1/+1. The way that this card was originally written, I know this because I'm the one who revealed the card. It actually gave a +1/+1 counter, meaning that it was triggering itself. It was so absolutely cracked. Like, why would you do that? A knife? Okay, that gives trample. I would say that's actually priority over the Dragonfire Blade, so I could, like, block and then destroy Shadow Spear, especially because Shadow Spear takes away the indestructible. Block. And roll. I will destroy target artifact. Shadow Spear / Morgul Knife. Tail's End. Okay, they hit for 5. This could be a blowout. Was that Mana Tithe? Oh my god. Okay, so they hit a 0 cost, a 6 cost, so they can't cast it, and Mana Tithe. An absolute flop of a hit. Sorry, bro, that's not gonna cut it. Alright, Scythe Cat. Meow. Pow. Kersplow. Ooh, Puppy. Putting Puppy on this. Or putting counters on Puppy puts counters on everyone. Alright, so we want to go to combat. Counter onto Pup. Because this would be the second trigger Scythe Cat. Doesn't actually put a counter on something that doesn't already have counters. Swing in. An Apparition is going fishing. GG, Koris. Glad you completely whiffed on that hit. Felothar, Dawn of the Abzan, is going to be sacrificing permanents to make things grow, getting +1/+1 counters on all of their creatures. I've got some ramp with Birds of Paradise. Turn 2, maybe I could throw down Arwen or Innkeeper's Talent and not having to bolt in a land. But I will pay 3 on turn 1 because this Verdant Catacombs is going to grab me. Temple Garden. Just going for some maximum fixing here. Especially if this dies, want to make sure I have lots of colors. Windswept Heath. Are you going to be playing little aggressive dudes? Things that make tokens good for sacrificing? You can sacrifice any kind of non-land permanent. So, like, enchantments that enter, do something when they enter but don't need to stick around. You could sacrifice them after. Same thing with artifacts. Nope, it's ramp. Well, if they can get down Felothar in turn 2, that would be pretty good for them. Kind of like how I want to do that. Actually, do I want my commander in turn 2? I want Ornery Tumblewag. You put counters on things? I also put counters on things. My counters are cuter because they came from a Tumblewag. Kami of Whispered Hopes turns 1 counter into 2. Looks like it's going to be a Scales off here. I'll hold my Mana Tithe. Saddle up. Get a counter onto the Tumblewag. Swing in. Put another counter on it. And I'm holding up either Arwen's ability or Mana Tithe. Right now, their mana is a little bit higher than mine, though, because, like, Kami taps for mana, and they have that Kami Bamboo Grove's extra land in play. It is another Scales piece here. And by Scales, I mean hardened Scales. Each of these is increasing the amount they get by 1. I am countering Glissa. Glissa removes counters from things. And my whole thing is having counters on things, Glissa. Aragorn or double spell? Aragorn. Oh, I forgot to saddle. That's fine. We'll just share the love here. Aragorn doesn't need to ride the Tumblewag. Ornery though it may be. Yeah, if they, like, sacrifice the Kami here, they're getting so many counters on these. It's pretty great. Is it 3 on each? Sure is. Okay, next turn. Innkeeper's Talent. Grateful Apparition. Saddle up. Actually, didn't need to play that. Counter on Aragorn. Counter on Aragorn. Counter on Tumblewag. Counter on Aragorn. Counter on Tumblewag, his trusty steed. More counters on Aragorn. And I'm sitting here with the Arwen Indestructible, too. They have tons of mana, though. Like, Kami of Whispered Hopes is tapping for 4 mana of any color. Well, I unfortunately can't give Hexproof. Tragic. My poor swag. Anyway, do you want to block? Ori Tumblewag, indestructible. By Felothar. Felothar can easily come back because of Kami. They can put a counter on something or make a knight. That counter is 3 counters. Taps for 7, sure does. Oh, Innkeeper's Talent is nuts. It's such a good card. What are you gonna do with all that mana? Garuk. I guess time for wolves. And then you could sacrifice the wolves to give them more loyalty. Oh, no! My wag!
Try not to lose your head out here.
An abhorrent act of cruelty. To kill somebody's swag. Still got enough for this. I thought they were just gonna make dogs. Samwise. Able to sacrifice food to return historic cards. Why didn't you use all your mana? What's the rest of this for? I could go for Dragon Defends the Temple. Mostly because I can get it through an extra chapter with Apparition. I'll go for Toski instead. I didn't get lands, which is awkward. I mean, it's fine. This can trigger off hitting a Planeswalker. I'm going to choose to kill Wandering Emperor. It won't trigger Toski, though. But it will still trigger the Proliferate. Didn't get a land, got Teferi's Protection. Still a good card. One card in hand. Puppy Dog's active. Good double puppy. What's that 7 mana for? Okay, I don't even need that for, like, Felothar. That's 1 food. And a loyalty on Garuk. 8 mana of Floatin'. Hollowmurk Siege. Nice. That gives either card draw or gives them Menace and an additional 3 counters. Oh, they just eat the food. Yeah, so they're going for the Menace encounters. Do I take 16 or do I just take 8? I'll go for take 8. I don't want to kill Arwen yet because I don't really get that much out of resetting her. Tanker Bloom I can use to destroy that. Guess I want to see what I draw first. Over like doing doubling the counters here. Ask to attack. Get in there, sweetie. And I want to draw cards. Draw and proliferate. Okay, I got a land. Tanker Bloom. Probably hitting that, but not yet. I think I want to hold the Teferi's Protection. Or it seems like a messed up card in fair matchups. Oh, yes. The life gain goes kind of nuts. So they attacked with everything. Which is what I wanted them to do. because it means they're tapped out. And we win the game. Teferish Protection takes another one. GG, Felothar. Muldrotha, the Gravetide. Going to be recasting things from the graveyard, and usually playing some very good Sultai spells. There's a lot of permanents that can be recast in a graveyard for Muldrotha that are also removal, like Binding the Old Gods or Ravenous Chupacabra. There's also plenty of ways to get things in the graveyard, or just like play the cards, wait for me to kill them, and then have them come back. Getting rid of Muldrotha is important, but dealing with everything else Sultai does is also pretty big. Nice Spell Bomb. That's a repeatable piece of card draw. Behold, a puppy dog. Hey. Wiremite. Technically, get rid of it with this Requisition raid. Unfortunately, cannot saddle this, but I want to line up the Incubation Druid tapping for 3. Vista becomes a green source. Somebody in chat says Haywire is 1/2, only in Arena. For some reason, it also gains 3 life in Arena instead of 2. Why does it do that? That's a great question. I don't know. No, because it is a 1/1 in paper. It's a 1/2 in Arena, and it gains 3 life instead of 2 life. It is genuinely one of the most bewildering buffs. All right, Haywire Mite's swinging in. They bounced us back into my hand, so I can't do the 3 mana trick. That's all right with me. I can always play it again. Get myself a little bit more white mana. And these all don't have power, so again, the poor dog goes unridden. I think that the reason they had buffed it was because they wanted it to survive Orcish Bowmasters. They were in Standard at the same time, or not Standard, sorry, in Alchemy, because Lord of the Rings got released into Alchemy, but not Standard. It was never a Standard release. And then they removed Bowmasters triggering on Enter the Battlefield, but they kept the Haywire Mite buff. Yeah. They sure did. Let's get this puppy XXL. My dog is going to live forever! I guess I didn't need to shock that in, but it's fine. We gain plenty of life in this deck. Uh-oh, that sure is a Perforator Crocodile in the graveyard where it can be reanimated. I really don't want Arwen to have a stab wound. I don't want this to have a stab wound either. I guess I could remove counters to destroy stab wounds. I have Requisition Raid too. Oof, ow, owie, my wound. Nowhere to run. Oh, so maintaining the indestructible didn't do much. Looks like District Mascot. Arwen gets removed. Okay, it's the puppy. Rude. Glorious Evolution Sage. Invasion of Gobakan. They got Tortoise, Nightmare, and Binding. I will tax Binding since that's like the repeatable removal I was talking about before. I'm attacking with Birds of Paradise because if they don't block this flips over. I'd love to get a counter on this. It'd be rad. They do have some recursion there off Chthonian Nightmare, but with no creatures to sacrifice, it's a lot less good. And Blossoming Tortoise gets them a land, fills up their graveyard. What's the... Well, there's a lot of nasty stuff. And my removal is very limited in scope. At least I can make sure I flip over Invasion. Big Hydra. Fight that guy. I could have gone one smaller to also get a counter on birds. It probably would have been good because I have this Evolution Sage. But now I have some protection, since this can give Indestructible. Also, Hexproof? Yep, Hexproof and Indestructible. Gobakan is not a real world. No, it is the plane that Teo is from. It's a desert plane where they use these diamond shields to protect against sandstorms. That's their thing. It appeared in the novel Ravnica. Or the Spark Ravnica. Ooh, Aftermath Analyst. They want to do big ramping. How many lands are in their graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that'd be a lot of ramp. They can also Chthonian Nightmare. Kill this. Get something that does something right away. And then bring it back. Yeah, it's a real plane. It appeared in bad fanfiction. Hey, whoa, it was an official novel. It could grab Baleful Strix, Haywire Might. The Magic Encyclopedia. No, that was just the book that, well, both of the War of the Spark books. I read them both religiously in order to memorize the key points from them, so I could best rehash those points drunkenly on my stream, because that's what I did. So now they can bring back something that costs up to 5. Good news for me, this costs 6. They could still grab, like, the Tortoise. I think grabbing the Tortoise here would be pretty good. Yeah, I, like, drank a bottle of wine and streamed it. Okay, so next turn they could grab the Stabadile. Okay, so this first. Just double checking my mana. This is an artifact. I don't think destroying Nowhere to Run is actually good for me. So we destroy artifact, we put counter. Did I not select destroy artifact? Oh. Well, that's fine. I didn't need to. I still have lethal. Thanks to the power of proliferate. I double-clicked it by accident. Oh, no! That's okay. I didn't need it. And we end the game with a powerful swing. GG, Muldrotha. And your little bird, too. Vexyr Verbose host. They're going to be starting their engines and using those engines to cause me trouble. I don't have any good removal here. I have a way to share counters. How loving. But I don't have ways to stop the speed from going up if they play something with flying or that can't be blocked. This hand doesn't either, but I do have Hardened Bonds, and I'm willing to keep it because hard good. Hard very good. This is one of the reasons we updated the deck, is Hardened Bonds. I don't love Vexyr. I find that, like, tempo decks are usually pretty unfun to play against because it's just, like, a couple little weenies, and then... oh. Counterspells. Or draw counterspells. Oh, and for the War of the Spark books, so I have extremely annotated copies. You can see the sheer number of sticky notes for both of the books here. I said I'm well researched. I'm well researched in War of the Spark. Unfortunately. I guess I could destroy the Hall Creeper. Oh, I just realized they started their engines without even using Vexyr. You've never worked as hard as anything in your life if you seem to worked on annotating those books? I don't half-ass anything. I only full-ass. Going to destroy Silent Hall Creeper. They can choose to protect it with the Storm Tamer. Or they could phase that out. I get a counter on this, which triggers Hardened Bonds. By the way, they nerfed this card between sending me the copy that I revealed in my video and it actually coming out. Originally, this card is so ridiculous. It gave a +1/+1 counter to the sought card, so it would immediately trigger Hardened Bonds again. Also, their speed is maximum. They drew 2 cards instead of 1 because of Vexyr. We're destroying the enchantment. I don't feel too confident about this game, though. Like, them genuinely, like, getting this land Avishkar Raceway with the Storm Tamer was huge. Even if I had a way to stop this. I'm not really running any counter spells. Reprieve is good, though. Oh, and Fairy Vandal. They will be drawing 2 cards at the start of their turn because Vexyr does that, which triggers Fairy Vandal. They get extra counters. This is still unblockable, and it can become a copy of Fairy Vandal. As bad as the Word of Spark novels are, I don't think they're the worst books in Magic history, though. There were a lot of, like, the pulp, cheap novels, and some of them were sequels of sequels of sequels. That's a lot of card draw. Oh, they want even more card draw? Sure. I thought they would have gone for the flyer, because then they would have had lethal next turn. Hello, yes, you have 1 mana. Oh, okay, with subtlety. Oh, it famously has a Johnny Grinning has Leonin Grin. It has Chandra's by Erasure. It has Rat, the character that never actually showed up on a card. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. So Fairy Vandal. Gonna swing for 4, kill me. Come on, you know you wanna. I'll give you like 3 seconds. Okay, they don't want to kill me. See you later, Vinwixit. Lom, Storm, Crane, Elder. This is a spell slinging deck in mono white. As you cast non-creature spells, you make monastery mentors, which in turn make monks. He's the monastery mentor, and he's very good. I'll start with the Wooded Foothills. I'm just going to crack this open since I am not holding anything for turn 1, and grab Lush Portico to see what's on top. Guide of Souls. A little bit of life gain against them is unfortunately probably too slow. I'll put that down there. The Selfless Spirit, so they can protect all of those creatures they produce. This can buff them. It also makes spells cost more, depending on when they're being cast. These both have very similar abilities. I'm trying to decide which one I want to start with. I'm going to start with the Brawler. Holla holla get Brawler. It's a 2/2 that grows over time. So is Wildwood Scourge also grows over time. As you put counters on non-Hydras, not a Hydra, it's an Elemental Warrior, you'll be growing the creatures. You had just built this? Yeah, I built this right when it came out because I was like, oh yeah, I'll put in a bunch of cantripping stuff, cheap spells, cheap removal. It works out very well. You have reach? Yeah, you have reach. Aragorn and Arwen, a perfect pair here. Able to share the love of counters. But Kodama, able to block the Selfless Spirit and ramp for me. Kodama gets kill-dommed. Rip. Do I have any colorless Brawl decks? I do. I don't think they're very interesting, though. There's a pretty limited pool of, There's a pretty limited pool of colorless cards in Arena. It's not to say that, like, they're all terrible. They just tend not to be too interesting. Go for the Duelist. Canker Bloom. Since next turn, I think Lom's coming out. Lom coming down. Any free spells to follow up? No. Okay, so just a Selfless Spirit to protect. Yeah, want to try this? So I'm going to use one of my maps on Aragorn. Ooh, Boss Rate. Boss Rate is really fun. I'm not sure if it will be able to contest with us. So we get a counter on Aragorn. So I can put a counter onto the Dusk Legion Duelist. Yeah! And then I'm swinging in with these guys. I'll sacrifice Selfless Spirit to protect that. And I could save this, but I'm not going to. Yeah, you don't make abilities cost more. 2 cards in hand. They could be cantrippy cards. I'm absolutely not blocking. No, if I were blocking with anything, it would be the Canker Bloom to, like, then sacrifice in response after. My turn. Okay, I am going to destroy the artifact that's got this in a hole. Oh, permanents get hexproof. They protected their hole. Phrasing? Yeah, what about it? I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. And now I want to gain a bunch of life. Big thing I want to do here is gain life. Okay, so Sujiri's Shelter will prevent me from gaining life here. They did this before declaring blockers, potentially so they could double block. Hey, Toxan! Thank you so much for the sub. So I am actually still using this on Aragorn because of this double block. Because I would like to, yeah, get some triggers. To get some triggers, to get some triggers, to get some triggers. Big Scourge. Excellent. And gain some life. So I'm gonna put this first and assign all 5 damage to it. Since no damage is dealt to Monastery Mentor. They get a land in their deck. If they don't draw a spell, they can still activate this to buff up their creatures. Which makes me feel like you have something that costs 3 or less. I got an Aether Spark. I got a Staff. I mean, Whispered Hope, so that's a fun one. Turns mana into Mo mana. Staff. Paying some life for Aether Spark. I know I could have proliferated here, but I want to do the thing. And I think I'll swing in with Arwen. But it makes the Aether Spark kind of hard to protect. But I'll have so much loyalty. I want Arwen to die so I can use her ability again. What kind of coffee did I brew today? It is Stumptown's Holler Mountain, I want to say. Oh, Flare of Fortitude. Life total can't change. Permanents get hexproof and indestructible. At least I get to deal damage. Aether Spark's going to get some extra loyalty here. What is Scraps up to? Sleeping. She's in a corner. Let's see who gets double strike. Posture check. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm surprised Scraps hasn't come in here yet. I've been streaming for like 3 hours and she's been sleeping in the corner all the ding dang day. What a perfect angel. Always is. So I guess I like drawing here. Not that much card advantage in Selesnya decks. Hey, anybody have activated abilities? Okay, so there's Canker Bloom, but there's also the Selfless Spirit. Okay. I'm a fan. Trying to decide if I want to go for Arwen again this turn. I'm going to go for Kami of Whispered Hopes. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. These are very much like things that require sacrifice. But we're going to be sharing the love with these counters anyway. Getting triggers on Wildwood Scourge. These can now each be sacrificed to, just as an example, destroy Paladin class. And I also have a Proliferate at the ready, so let's see. My opponent's deck is kind of a token deck. It's like a Spellslinger Storm deck. I'm so into this block. So I'm not sure they realized what I put under Soul Cauldron. So I'm going to pay some life to Proliferate first. Everybody gets some more counters, which gets you even more counters. Share to love. Yeah, this triggers only when you put counters on other things. Oh my god, it has a lifelink counter. Because I proliferated it. Oh, that's so funny. Wait, I'm just double checking to see, do I actually have lethal instead if I proliferate this? So you would get a counter, so you would get counters? Oh, that's hard math. Because I could sacrifice this to proliferate, but it wouldn't get double counters because Kami wouldn't be in play anymore. Yeah, I think that math is too difficult for me to do on the fly. Where, like, I would have to sacrifice, I think actually sacrifice Kami first and Aragorn. No, Aragorn first, then Kami, I think actually gets more counters. Doesn't matter, I've won the game. Elas, Il-Kor, and Luris. They'll be recasting things from the graveyard and gaining life as they do. And also I'll be losing life as they kill their own creatures. Turn 1, a Doomed Traveler. Might give them a blocker, which will be important against my Grateful Apparition. My plan is Grateful Apparition into Innkeeper's Talent. And if they have flyers, they can stop some of that game plan. This is probably going to be like a combination life gain aristocrats, which, yeah, I'm into it. Surveil! Abzan's Pilgrim. No, I'd rather just have a land. I have tons of 2-drops in hand. Actually, with Kodama, might be able to get through that. Marsh Flats. Do I want to just maximize my fixing? Nah, I could just grab white here. And Grateful Apparition. Proliferates on hit. They can make a flyer if they kill this, but if I put a counter on it, at least they'll be bigger. Blood Artist. More drain as things die. Grimbo. I could also just play Arwen to get like 2 indestructibles. Do they have removal? Oh, is it worthy cost? I think it's worthy cost. Or Bone Charge. It's the same idea, but not exiling. This one can also be used with a discarding. Okay, so no Grateful Apparition. That's too bad. Scythe Cat, I can't efficiently use all the mana for, so I'm going to just bring out Arwen. She's indestructible, but typically there's a lot of symmetrical sacrifice cards. The big one that they can run here, because they are restricted by Luris, they can only have permanents that cost 2 or less, would be a Cursed Marauder. Is that the name of it? It would cleanly get rid of Arwen. It would break my heart. Dusklegion Zealot, they are drawing cards. Speaker of the Heavens! They have 7 life more than they started with. They'll be able to spit out angels. Scythe Cat. A land. Making Arwen grow. Fangkeeper's talent. Making Arwen grow. And I'm swinging in. Brings them to 31. 32 is their magic number. But they can get there anyway, because it's like... It's an Il-Kor deck. Infestation Sage. Gains them life when it enters. And then they tap. Make an angel. And I'll need to start gaining life soon, so I'll probably be using up Arwen's Indestructible to give some lifelink. Give and take some lifelink. Ooh, Il-Kor coming in. They put this in hand so they're able to replay it. I'm going to, I think... No, I want to keep the cub. I don't have a land in hand, but, like, I believe in the thing called Kodama. Give Arwen Trample. I imagine they will double block this. I wonder if instead of, you know what? I think instead of activating this, I should have kept up Arwen's ability. Landfall, make my monsters grow. And these are the cards they can bring back from grave. More flyers, more life loss, more pain, more drain, more gain. They're back up to 30 life. Oh, I'm glad people in chat like the Rin and Sari deck. Yeah, it was really easy for me to update because I just, like, threw in the recent cats. Like, yeah, power creep is real. Modern Horizons is Modern Horizons. They're back up to 32 life. They can make more angels. No sacrifice outlets on board, but if they swing in, I may be forced to block. Yeah, I updated this deck, but I didn't do it for anybody except for me. I did this because I love my Arwen deck. Yeah, if a creature dies, I lose 3 life. Okay, and I can't block in the air, so I lose 1 from Blood Artist here. That's especially tough because, one of those lands. Alright, look! I'm not dead! List of people who are not dead. Me. Conclave Mentor. I cannot, open up the fetch here yet. Get in there. Is Cathar's Crusade in this deck? No, it doesn't quite go wide enough most of the time. And I'm not running the Cathar's Crusade combos. Hardened Bonds is in here, though, because that card is a little overtuned. Hi, just gaining life. Don't mind me. Okay, excellent. Really into gaining 15 life there. Really into gaining 15 life. I know, I lose some life too. But I accept this. So this second trigger will not work on Conclave Mentor because it doubles trigger or doubles counters. I'll go for doubling the ones on the cat. 2 blockers on the ground. Back down to 12 life. And they are at 32, so they can activate the speaker again. Dawn of a New Age. Counts the number of creatures that they control. It's 8. And draws them cards. Mm-hmm. If I block like that, I am losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And I'm trying to remember App Nap if I'd get anything off that. You trigger on yourself. Yes, this or another. So I do want this to die. But I think I'm just dead anyway. Because I gain 2, but then number go down. I gain 2 life off Conclave Mentor. What is it, enough? No, it's still Xaxes! Oh, GG. Lom, Storm, Crane, Elder. A lot of these running around right now. I've got an Innkeeper's Talent on 2, but no 3rd land, so I'm going to mulligan. And this is a lot of lands, but I do like Guide of Souls. Jugon Defends the Temple is just kind of fun. It's a little slow in this deck, but, like, it is fun. Guide of Souls, though, fantastic card because it's going to be putting counters on things, gaining me life, doing things that I like. Also, flying is good. You get evasion on your big silly stuff. I drew a land. Let's see what's on top of the deck. It's Innkeeper's Talent. I'll take it. I'll probably actually go for Innkeeper's Talent over Arwen. Kind of depending on if I think they have removal. If they, like, tap and play, like, Mind Stone or something, it'll be Innkeeper's Talent. Okay, never mind. It's going to be Arwen. Or Jugon Defends the Temple. Let's do it for this. Put it on a clock. First we get a mana dork, then we get a counter on it, and then it flips over, and I can use it to put even more counters on things. Wedding Announcement's going to be making them some tokens. Oh, I don't want to put a counter on theirs, thanks. Here comes Arwen. And Innkeeper's Talent. I know I have this Mossborn Hydra able to, like, come down and start growing. Let's give it a minute. So now I've got counters on my buddies. Is it time for Lom? No, they just passed the turn. Don't love that. Makes me kind of want to get a little ward one. Start by playing... I guess I can go Hamza into Mossborn into land, into Brishkar. Next turn. Oh no! Brishkar this turn. Or the ward. I could also wait until, like, post-combat. This would have been 1 cheaper. Smelling a board wipe? I mean, I'm an Arwen deck, so I have some Indestructible available. Brishkar. I have 5 modified creatures. And I'm giving ward 1. Yeah, them not playing Lom does feel kind of like it could be a board wipe. I still think it's like Wanderer. Angelic Ascension. They're actually exiling one of my creatures. They got rid of the Mossborn Hydra. Then they're destroying the remnant. Sure, I'll pay 0. Look, I'll put 0 counters on it. And I'll just put more counters on Arwen. So I put everything I have out. And based on the fact that they use 2 pieces of single target removal, it's not a board wipe. I'm left with a ton of damage, too. This will flip over, give +1/+1 counter next turn. Or not +1/+1 counters. Oh, +1/+1 to everything. Hi, Lom. Looks like they're going to make another token. Yeah, in the 1-for-1 game, in this matchup, I don't like their odds either. So I'm going to make it so the counters make more counters. I'm going to put a counter on Rishkar. And I think I'm going to swing in with... How about everyone? So I don't think they quite see what's happening here. I put 2 counters at a time, not 1, thanks to the level 3 of Innkeeper's talent. Llama's dead, the tokens are dead. Unless this was them setting up for a board wipe. I got 20 damage ready to swing in next turn. 22 once this triggers. So, Lom, you got a way to stop these? Oh, no, I do not fault them for getting rid of the Hydra. Where is it? It's in exile. This card gets out of hand really fast. Oh, GG, Lum. They didn't go wide. Jansen, Chaos Crafter. Jansen is going to be making treasures and constructs, sacrificing one to create the other, or sacrificing other artifacts in order to make either treasures or construct tokens. This is Mardu, I guess, artifact sacrifice, and I'm not really sure what the biggest new cards for this have been. There is the card from Aetherdrift Alchemy that makes a Hangerback Walker and buffs all your artifact creatures. I bet that's in here. But I'm not sure what else is here. Alright, Marsh Flats. I'm just gonna go straight for the fetch into the shock so I can ramp. Ta-da! Birds of Paradise. And I can go for either double spell. Never mind, I can't go for double spell next turn. I guess I'll just go for Conclave Mentor then. Oh, never mind. Luminarch. I love this card so much. One of the best cards in this deck. I put this in like most aggro decks I have just because it's great. And it works even better if you're doing scales stuff like we are. Conclave Mentor to turn 1 counter into 2. Big bonk. I didn't have double green, so I couldn't Avacyn's Pilgrim as well. Fable of the Mirror Breaker makes the 2/2, discards and draws. And this 2/2 makes treasures, good for him. No black mana just normally yet, though. Okay, I think I know what I want. Windswept Heath. Oh, wait, come back! I was going to destroy your Fable of the Mirror Breaker, buff all of my creatures, and attack in for like 10 damage. But I see why you wouldn't want to stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Arwen is great. She was great before the update, and she's even better now. I'm really happy I took the time to update this deck because, well, Arwen's just a really great card. She's super fun to play, and she wins a lot of games. I think I played, let's see, 17 games here, and I lost 4 of them. So yes, her win rate is 2 thumbs up. Love to see it, and Arwen is fun. I like having an indestructible commander, even though I oftentimes don't keep her indestructible, because I would rather pressure life totals. Scales, which is +1/+1 counters, is also super duper fun. I love increasing the number of +1/+1 counters, getting a different ability off of +1/+1 counters, and of course, multiplying all my counters with things like Metastatic Evangel. They're so good. I think my favorite cards in this deck are probably Grateful Apparition, Luminarch Aspirant, and just the commander herself, Arwen. She's super fun. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description. And if you'd like me to update another one of my many decks or brew a new deck, please let me know in the comments. Or if you like a card in this deck, let me know in the comments. Or if you don't like a card in this deck, let me know in the comments. Just leave a comment. Also like and subscribe, because that helps boost my video so more people can see it. Yes, the YouTube algorithm, she's a fickle mistress, and we must appeal to all of her whims. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.